What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another episode of Retro Reviews. And I can't believe I have never done a video on this game, Tecmo Bowl, the original Tecmo Bowl. You know, this game was good. This is when it started it all. But, you know, Tecmo Super Bowl came along a couple years later, and it just kind of like took over, right? It's just Tecmo Bowl is just, or Tecmo Super Bowl is just so much better than this one. But at the same time, I don't want to take anything away from this one, because this one really this is the one that really started it all, the craze. You know, it's like this is an arcade port. You know, it started out in the arcades. I just really only saw it in the arcades and never played it. It was a very huge cabinet. It was like one of those almost kind of like the X-Men, you know, like the six-man or like the six-player X-Men arcade game that had like 2 or 3 monitors. Well, the arcade Tecmo Bowl was the same way. At least had 2 monitors. It was like a widescreen effect. But yeah, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to, you know, play a little bit of this game and also share my story of how I became a Denver Broncos fan, and this game is involved, right? So yeah, I'm just going to you know, play a game here and then talk to you about it while I play. But yeah, just a review of this simple, just a quick review of this game. You know, this is licensed by the NFL Players Association, but it didn't have the license for the NFL teams. So it's got the players, the real players' names and likeness, or, you know, well, I shouldn't say likeness because there's no really picture, but, you know, it has the player's name and their number. Okay. But so it's not, and it doesn't have every NFL team, you know, even at the time. So as you can see, here's a list of teams. So it didn't even have all the teams. It only has 12 teams. You know, and at the time of this game's release, there was 28 teams in the NFL. So this has a lot of teams left out. But cool thing is you know, it's got my favorite team, the Denver Broncos. But at the time of this game's release, I was a Cleveland Browns fan. Well, simple. You know, I live in Central Ohio. Okay, so you know, my family were diehard Browns fans, and I you know, so that's pretty much how I was raised. But basically, this game came into play of me becoming a Denver Broncos fan. You're like, what? So yeah, as the title of my video said, my Tecmo Bowl Voodoo did not work. So what I did was I picked Cleveland, and I got to where I played Denver. So here's the deal, right? And this a little history lesson in case y'all don't know or don't remember. In the late 1980s, the Cleveland Browns and the Denver Broncos, they met 3 times in a 4-year period in the AFC Championship game. So the winner of that game went to the Super Bowl. Okay, so the 86, 87, and 89 seasons. So we skipped 88. So it was 86, 87, 89. Those 3 years, they met in the championship game, and Denver won all 3 times. So it was on that 3rd time, okay, the 3rd game, which was the 1989 AFC Championship game, Denver at Cleveland. You know, the first 2 games were pretty close games. There was, I mean, you know, Cleveland was favored that first game, and I'll go ahead and pick them, you know. Turn this down as I'm playing. that first game, the 1986 AFC Championship game, it was at Cleveland. Cleveland was favored to win, and they took a 20-13 lead with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And on the kickoff, on the ensuing kickoff, the Bronco return man, fumbled around with the ball. He dropped it, but he jumped on it. Denver ended up with the ball at the 2-yard line. So they were down 20-13. Cleveland just scored a touchdown. Kozar hit, I believe, was Brian Brennan for a touchdown. And it was like the crowd went crazy. It was like, oh, okay, yeah, that was like a big blow, right? That was like a big blow. But so the Broncos had the ball at the 2-yard line, and they needed a touchdown just to tie the game. 98 yards away. So So John Elway comes onto the field, and it's like, it's up to him. It's like, well, this is your last chance. If you don't get a drive here and get a touchdown and tie this game, well, you're going home and the Browns are going to the Super Bowl. So Elway drove the Broncos 98 yards down the field in under 5 minutes, threw a touchdown pass to Mark Jackson, tied the game, right? The game goes to overtime. The Browns get the ball first, but Denver's defense stopped them in 3 plays, 3 and out. So the Broncos got the ball again. Elway did another drive, got them down in field goal range. Rich Carlos kicks a field goal. Broncos win the game, go to Super Bowl. Okay, the following year, this time the game's in Denver. It was basically the same situation, but reversed. Denver took the lead late in the game, and Cleveland was doing a drive, and they were driving the field. It looks like, okay, this is deja vu. Cleveland's going to score, tie the game, and kind of get back, give Denver a little taste of their own medicine from a year ago. So they were driving, getting closer and closer. Well, Cleveland's running back Ernest Bynum, fumbled the ball on the 2-yard line, so 2 yards away from scoring a tying touchdown. A cornerback of the Broncos ripped the ball out of Ernest Bynum's hands, and Denver recovered on the 2-yard line, and basically game over. Cleveland's rally fell short. So, once again, Broncos prevailed, won a close game, and they're going to the Super Bowl again for the 2nd straight year. All right, so the 88 season, we didn't make it to the playoffs, so we're going to fast. So the 89 season rolls around. Once again, Denver and Cleveland had good years. They both had good seasons, and they met once again in the AFC Championship game. So this is the 3rd game that I'm talking about. This 3rd game, the 1989 AFC Championship game, is where I was converted to become a Denver Broncos fan. So again, championship game. It's in Denver, and it's like, here we go. It's like, all right, this is it. We don't win this time. I was like, I think I'm going to give up, because I like to win. I'm a competitive person. I don't like to lose. But so what I did was, this is where this game comes in, Tecmo Bowl. So in my mind, I'm at the time I'm like 14 years old, right? This is my freshman year in high school, and I'm 14. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna do some voodoo here and see if I can have an effect on the outcome in the real world with this game, Tecmo Bowl. So I picked Cleveland, and I played against Denver on this game. So I was like, okay, so whatever I do in this game, that's what's going to happen in the real world. So I was like, if I win this game on Tecmo Bowl, then Cleveland will win the AFC Championship game against Denver, and we will go to the Super Bowl. So I remember I'm in my bedroom playing the game, and my grandmother was out in the living room watching the real game on TV. So I'm in my room playing the Tecmo Bowl, and what I would do was I'd play a little bit, I'd score a touchdown, and it's like, okay, now I'm going to go out and check. Now I'm going to go out to the living room and check and see if it's working. So I kept going back and forth between my bedroom and the living room, and basically getting live updates. And it's like, is it working? Are we winning? Is it having an effect? And I probably did that several times, because throughout the game, so I kept going out and checking. But here's the thing, right? This time the game really wasn't close. Denver kind of ran away with it, especially in the second half. I think they led like 10-0 at halftime, and then the final score was 37-21. So Elway had a big day, 385 yards, 3 touchdowns. Yeah, it wasn't even close. So as the game progressed, Cleveland's, they, like I said, they scored 21 points in the second half, but it was like too little, too late. And I can remember my grandmother saying, "Well, they should have played better like that in the first half, but they didn't. So they only played, once again they fell short." So as the game progressed, and it was clear that Cleveland was not going to win, it's like, my Tecmo Bowl voodoo failed, and basically it's like, all right, I'm done. I'm done with you, Cleveland. I abandoned ship. So, yeah, that's pretty much how I became a Denver Broncos fan, because, I love the colors of the jerseys, the bright, the royal blue and the bright orange. I was like, oh, those are cool uniforms and colors. And John Elway it's like, okay, I love him as a quarterback. He could scramble. He had a rocket for an arm. He could, I love the deep pass, right? But, yeah. So, yeah, I was labeled a traitor, by my family. They're like, you're a traitor. You turned against us. And it's like, hey, I want to win. And this third time that was it for me. It's like, I'm done. I give up. So that's my story of my Tecmo Bowl voodoo that failed, and which ultimately led to me becoming a Denver Broncos fan and jumping ship from the Cleveland Browns. So, but yeah. But about this game, there we got an interception. Carl Mecklenburg. We're going to see if we can run it back, but they tackled me. Yeah. So about this game, it doesn't have a season. You just kind of pick a team and then you play the other 11 teams, and basically that's the Tecmo Bowl. If you play, whenever you beat that 11th team. So there's no fumbles in this game, which that kind of stinks. And plus, it's very easy to get interceptions. Basically, if your receiver is covered, don't throw it to him, because you might as well. It's going to be intercepted no matter what. You rarely throw an incomplete pass. It's either completed or intercepted in this game. So yeah, but it's a very arcade style game, But again, Tecmo Super Bowl just really expanded on it. There's, they make fumbles. There's, they just improved on everything. Now the players are bigger on this game because I don't know if you can count, but there's fewer players on this game. There's not actually 11 players. That's why they're bigger. But yeah, this is a fun game to go back to, every now and then. I actually downloaded this game on the Wii Virtual Console, but really kind of regret doing it. I'm playing this on my original Nintendo because, Tecmo, of course, they don't have the license to the even the players anymore. Madden, EA Sports and Madden gobbled up. I have all the rights to that. So Tecmo no longer has the rights to the players' names, so they couldn't even put those players' names on there again. So it's just generic. I don't even think they have any names at all. So yeah, that was like a waste of money, a wasted download on the game. So yeah, there's a few games I downloaded on the Wii Virtual Console that I regret because it's like you already have these games on Nintendo. It's like it was kind of a waste. But hey, you live and learn, right? But yeah, it's just kind of disappointing because the Wii Virtual Console is the store is no longer open, so they closed the doors in January 2019, I believe. So I did download quite a bit of games before they closed the store because I wanted to download certain games. A lot of it was TurboGrafx games, a couple Neo Geo games. But anyways, back to this game, Tecmo Bowl. You basically so are you guys familiar with this game? Did you ever play it growing up? And I know my story is pretty bizarre and probably weird to some people, but hey, that was me at the age of 14, right? I was young. I was impressionable, and LT tackled my kicker. Ha! Couldn't get the kick off in time. Oh, okay, so it's halftime here. Yeah, Tecmo improved on everything. In the halftime show, they improved on, when they came out with Tecmo Super Bowl. But really, if you play this one will really bring back nostalgia, though. I think that music, the music, the sound effects, and all that stuff, it'll really bring back some memories. So I think that's going to do it for the video, guys. I just thought I would share my story about how I became a Denver Broncos fan and how this game played a role in it. I just thought that would be a fun, interesting story to share with you guys. Part of my childhood and growing up, my adolescent years. But anyways, if this is your first time to the channel, tap that red subscribe button down there, then the bell next to it, ding ding, and that way you'll be notified when I upload new videos. So until next time, guys, keep it retro.